Now you can imagine all the power in the universe. The Masters of the Universe collection. 23 pieces, each sold separately. There's He-Man and these heroic action figures. Skeletor and the Warriors of Evil, and 4 fighting creatures. Castle Grayskull, Point Dread, and the Talonfighter. You put them together. And battle machines like the Attack Track, batteries not included. What would you do with all the power in the universe?
We are the masters of the universe. We are the makers.
Hello and welcome back to The Good, the Bad and the Ugly Show. So today we're talking about a toy line that's very close to my heart, once again. That's right, today we're talking about the Masters of the Universe, or He-Man as it came to be known. So, it started off in about 1981, I believe, owned by Mattel. Mattel and a few other companies have recently turned down the opportunity to make Star Wars figures. So, they were looking for a toy line, and they decided to make a toy line based on the popularity of Arnold Schwarzenegger's film Conan. So yeah, these consisted of action figures, the main hero being He-Man fighting the evil Skeletor. So, yeah, He-Man spawned a lot of stuff. So the action figures, you also had the little tiny figures that would go on the top of pencils, I believe. You also had cassette tapes, you had the little children's books, and you had the records. As so many people of my generation will often say, I had hundreds and thousands of them back in the day, but I really did. I had boxes and boxes full of He-Man figures. So I won't be doing a full history on the origins of He-Man, that's been done a lot. Just go and watch The Toys That Made Us, or the amazing documentary film By the Power of Grayskull. They explain it all pretty well in there. No, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going through all the different figures that I have, which isn't all that many, but it's enough to make a video about. So here we go. Let's have a look at these figures then. I hope you like the 1980s He-Man bed sheets that I put down here. It's pretty cool. Don't know if it's worth anything now. I don't know. But anyway, let's begin. We'll begin with the man himself. That's right, Beastman. So yeah, Beastman he's of the original. Let's get him in focus. He is of the original first wave, I believe, whatever that means. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's still got his thingamajig, and I like Beastman. He's kind of like Skeletor's second in command, I guess. He's a pretty good character. Look at his face. Let's get a close up. He's got like blue cheeks. I quite like that. So yeah, we still got Beastman. So let's put Beastman down there. Next one we come to is one of my favourites I had as a child. Yeah. It's Buzz Off, man. Buzz Off.
Buzz Off.
Yeah, so here he is. Here he is with all his glory. He's got little kind of little bee pincers. That one's open there, see? He's a cool figure. He's got wings. He's still got his wings, and he's still got his legs, and these are the things that are important, especially if you're an insect. Because these things are hard to, yeah, you lose these things. Look at his face. His face, amazing. So, yeah, he's a pretty cool figure. I always liked him. He used to have this little yellow hat thing, these eyes that would stick over his head. Like, I don't know where that is now. Somewhere lost in the sea of monsters, probably. But he was an ally, I believe, to He-Man. I don't think I've even seen... Actually, I think I might have seen the episode of Buzz Off in it, but I don't remember it. But I always thought he was pretty cool. I like his feet as well. Now, he's one of the rare ones, because the thing with He-Man figures is they all had pretty much the same bodies, like the same hands and muscles and all that. Some of them had like extra detail with fur, like Beastman did, but generally it was the same sculpt throughout. This guy's different. He's got an entirely unique sculpt, and I like that. You know, even his feet and stuff is cool. Anyway, we'll stop going on about Buzz Off's feet, and we'll put him down there. So we'll move on next to one of the more knackered He-Man figures. So these ones, I think, these were like boot sale, attics, I don't know, etc. I can't remember exactly. I think Buzz Off came from an attic. You always get bees in your attic, don't you? You know. So here we go. There's a knackered one here. This is Orko. And he used to have a pull string, so you stick a pull string in there, he'd turn it and he'd spin around and do crazy things, man. What's it say on the bottom of him? 1983, I believe. So he's like he's a slightly, I mean, they started about 1981, slightly later on. Of course, he was created for the cartoon, I believe. So he's one of the first toys, or like Buzz Off actually, he's one of the toys that weren't a toy before the cartoon. And as you know, the toys were around a little while before, like I have said that earlier. stuff and things. He had a hat as well, because, I mean, he did not look like that. He had a red hat. The idea was you couldn't really see his face. All you ever saw were his eyes, so weird getting this toy and realising that that is exactly what he looks like underneath it all. Illusions are shattered, man. And with Walker as well. So he's been reimagined as a weird kind of ice robot in the new line, which I don't really go near. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do, I suppose. Keep these things fresh. And next we'll move on. See, this is a confusing one. So I might as well tell you here and now, I do not own a Skeletor or a He-Man or pretty much any of the main characters apart from a hatless Orko. So yeah, these are just the luck of the draw. One day I will get the rest of them, but I don't know, maybe. Here is Webster. Or Webstore.
Webcore.
Yeah, he's like a sort of spider guy. He's a bit scary. He's one of Skeletor's henchmen, and I think in the later episodes, I believe, he's wearing He-Man's bra, which is something, isn't it? He-Man's bra is also snapped. Yeah, if I ever get a He-Man braless, I'll put this on him. Yeah, so he's a pretty cool figure. He's, again, they're using the same kind of feet, or similar feet to Buzz Off, but he's got quite a good sculpt going on. Yeah, what more to say about him? He was evil. He had a funny voice. Like that. Yeah. Next, we'll move on to one of my favourites. Personally, I love this guy. This is, Poor Disabled Guy. This is Trapjaw. Yeah, he's got a gun and he knows how to use it. He doesn't have any of his accessories, bits that go on the gun. There were like a gun bit, there was like a sort of hooky bit, there's another bit, they all went on there. He had a belt, a utility belt as well. He was quite an equipped figure, this one actually. But what he does have is his plasticky thing here. So I got this guy from a market stall, quite cheap. And he didn't have this bit. And then recently I was looking through an old box of Lego that I brought down from my attic, which was mine as a child, and in amongst all this Lego was this bit. How weird. These two things came to be together. Maybe I'll go for a sock drawer one day and find one of his attachments. Who knows? But yeah, I like him. You can hang him. I don't know why there's a hole there. You can hang him from stuff, I suppose. Christmas tree decorations. He-Man. That could be cool. There was another guy as well. He had like a sort of Sifu thing going on. Looked a bit like a duck. He had a similar kind of jaw thing going on. I'm not sure who that was. But as I say, I had hundreds of these guys. So I had him at one point. Let's put him there in front of Beastman. So we're going to move on to a lady next. And it is her Royal Highness Evelyn. Yeah, she's yellow. She's yellow, man. Yeah, she's got kind of bow legs. Not sure what's going on there. I might have to repair it one day. I don't know. You can take these things apart. No, you probably can't because there's no screws, so they're probably knackered. I don't know. She's got, like, a funny hat on. She's Skeletor's missus or Skeletor's friend. I never quite knew the dynamic. I think in the record they're, like, sort of lord and lady. But I don't know. We'll get to that later. She's holding a gun, and I don't know whose gun this is or where this gun comes from, but it fits in her hand pretty well. If anyone watching can tell me who this gun belongs to, then don't tell me. No, tell me. Or maybe I could just Google it, but I'm too lazy. So here is Evelyn with a gun. She's pretty cool. She's got jaundice, but she seems to get by all right. And so we can go there. Now we'll move on to a guy who kind of resembles He-Man, but isn't He-Man. It's all very confusing. He's, I don't know his name. That would involve doing some research. Right, he is, in fact, this guy. He's like a sort of spaceman, space boy.
Ah, space boy.
Yeah, look, hologrammatic. He spins around. He's got a thing on his back that helps him to spin. Pretty cool. Yeah, hours and hours of entertainment doing that. He's still in pretty good condition. I like his hologrammatic stuff. He's got He-Man's face, like the whole kind of face of the Faker. Remember the old Faker? It was like the Skeletor made a version of He-Man to kind of trick people, even though he was blue. I don't know what the point in that was. But yeah, good back feature there. He's from 1984. He's a few years later. I had loads of these. These were always at car boot sales and jumble shops. I don't know, maybe he's worth money now or something. I think they're all worth money now, but I don't know. Are they really? Or are people just creating a market to try and fleece people, hold their childhood at ransom, and make them pay thousands of pounds to get it back? Is that what's going on, or is there genuinely a market? I don't know. These are questions. These are questions. So here we go. We'll move on to this guy next. He's got a cool. Oh no. Doesn't work so well anymore. He's got like a metal hand and a pullback action that doesn't really work anymore. He's still got his armour, which is quite a funny thing. I definitely got this guy from a flea market, and he definitely cost me about £2 or maybe £1.50. Is that a good deal? He's a little bit knackered. I think he's alright. I don't ever remember him from the cartoon. I never saw him in it. He looks a bit like Mr. T. I don't know, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just balding. I always thought that was a Mohican, but I think he's just losing his hair, isn't he? I think. Weird. Well, I guess everyone happens to everyone. Happens to the best of us, doesn't it? But yeah, he's got like a metal hand, which has a hollow bit in it. Does he swap hand? Can he take his hand off and swap it for something? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'll do some research later and not tell anyone. So we'll put him there. I don't know who he is. And next we'll move on to Ram Man. Yeah, I know. That's a funny name, isn't it? Isn't it just? So here he is. Look at that. Delay. Yeah, Ram Man is pretty cool. He stays surprisingly in focus. The camera likes Ram Man. You know, that's why he ended up quitting Eternia and getting a job with a modelling agency. So when was he made? 1982. Yeah, so he's one of the early ones as well. Fairly. Mattel, Taiwan, quality. So yeah, he pressed a little button on his back there, on his back of his leg, and he rams. He rams. That's all you can say. It looks really weird when he's lowered, but I like him. You know, he's very different to all the other He-Men because he's got completely different sculpt. He's a unique character, is what he is. And we'll say nothing else. Right, who we're going to move on to next is, I think he's called Skunk or Skunk Man or something like that. I don't know. He's wearing orange furry pants, which is good. Yeah, look at his face. Look at that. It's the stuff of nightmares, isn't it? Basically, he is Merman. So Merman was a slightly earlier figure. He's pretty cool. And they just repainted this guy from green to look like a skunk and called him Skunk Man or something. I mean, there wasn't all that much imagination going on all the time. It's, you know, it's one of those things. Actually, when was this? What year is this, boy? I can't see, I'm too old. I don't know, I've got a feeling he was later, though. I think he was after Merman, I'm pretty sure, unless they ripped him off to make Merman. Politics, man, I don't know. He looks cool, though. I like him. I like him. He's a good figure. He's a good figure. None of these figures have any accessories or anything, any weapons. Meh, it's a sad state, but I reckon, you know, maybe in a couple of years I'll do another He-Man video and it'll be amazing. I'll have all these castles and vehicles and stuff, but not right now. Anyway, we're going to move on now. As the series moved on, in 1985 they released their first feature film. It was an animated film which basically consisted of the first 5 episodes of the new series She-Ra, the Power Princess. Basically, they got 5 episodes, stuck them together, and released it theatrically as a He-Man movie. I think it was pretty good. My brother went to see it. He always loved it. He used to talk about it a lot. It didn't get a very long theatrical release. It was kind of came and went. Yeah, and then She-Ra began. So weirdly, they started She-Ra because they thought they wanted to market some stuff for girls. Because it's all boys, He-Man, apart from Evelyn. They wanted to do a sort of girl thing, so they were like, right, let's do She-Ra, get the girls involved. And yet they stopped He-Man at the same time. So they should have had these things running side by side, and then they could have had the boys and the girls involved. Instead, now the boys have got nothing and the girls have got everything. So they just did a flip, which seems like a weird idea. But it turned out girls weren't that interested in it because it didn't last all that long. It kind of diminished. But here she is. So this isn't She-Ra. This is one of them. She's got a bit of a sort of Michael Jackson look going on there. I don't know what it is. But her hair is very much like matted. But they had real hair, like, not real hair, that'd be weirdly disturbing. They had hair like Barbies and Cindy and all that. And they had cool like accessories. There's a jewel in her there. They had cool like clothing that would go on as well. Definitely more of a girl thing, this. I mean, you don't say that these days. You get banned by everyone for saying stuff like that. But back in those days, that's kind of how it was, really. You know, we didn't know any better, our generation. That's right. I'll stop now. She-Ra, a She-Ra toy. I think she's called, like, Bumblebee or something. What's that, Transformers? I don't know. Some Honeybee or something. I don't know. She had a name, and she used it frequently. I liked the baddies in She-Ra because I wasn't really into playing with dolls, despite what people say. No, I like the baddies. I loved Hordak. Hordak was amazing. We used to have a Hordak that would fire cogs out of his chest, and that was epic. Hordak's guards, also really brilliant things, really cool toys. Sadly, obviously, as they now cost £1,000 each, I don't have any of those. But what I do have, which I spent more money on than I probably should have, is Modulock. So here's what happened here. So I had, I'll just show him. There he is. He's got 3 heads. So I had a Modulock head that I found in my dad's garden underneath a tree I was pulling out, and I thought, that's familiar. That's the head of Modulock. No one understood what I meant. So yeah, I thought, right, I need to buy Modulock. So I bought this, and he's got his gun. Let's have a look at let's unpack Modulock, shall we? So let's start with his gun. His gun comes in half, so it can be 2 guns. It's all really sticky and goopy, this figure. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's a little bit weird. But yeah, you can hold 2 guns in his hands, or you can stick them together, and you've got like 1 super gun. So we'll stick that in his hand. We'll do that. He's got his gun now. And yeah, Modulock was amazing, because you could just take bits off him, and you could make all different types of Modulock. The Hordes of Modulock, I think it was called. So yeah, I mean, I'll do a quick demonstration. You basically just take bits off and you re-stick them in other places, so you can make horrible, weird, disgusting creatures. I mean, this isn't typically how Modulock looks. I've just made the best of what I've got, because I've got a spare head, you see. So yeah, so we got 2 tails as well, which is kind of cool, like the Sonic character. Can't remember what he's called now, but he had 2 tails. Yeah, but this guy, he's got legs, lots of legs. He's like a weird beast, isn't he? I love Modulock, always loved Modulock. As I say, I used to get him from car boot sales. I used to buy different Modulocks for like really, really cheap, couple of quid. Then I'd stick them together and I'd make giant Modulocks. And that was my childhood, making Modulocks. There we go. So we'll stick him there. He's a great character though. So I think he was a She-Ra baddie. I know he turned up in later episodes of He-Man, but I'm pretty sure he turned up with Hordak and people. But I don't know, because I didn't really watch that much She-Ra, or that much of the end of He-Man. I mean, my knowledge this is going back to childhood stuff. I'm not one of these like adults that is really, really. I'm not one of these people that are really, really into He-Man, like massively. I just love the old toys, and I love them through memory more than anything. I wouldn't go back and watch I wouldn't bother watching the Kevin Smith one. I'm just not that into it. I probably wouldn't bother watching any new He-Man. I like the old cartoons. I like the old toys. I like stuff that reminds me of my childhood. I live for nostalgia. I'm not really a modern toy collector. Well, I'm not a modern toy collector at all. I don't really like the sort of NECA stuff. I'm not really that into it. I know Timbo, who does videos with me sometimes, he loves all that stuff, and that's fair enough. Each to their own. I like toys that look weird and ugly and unusual and peculiar, and these He-Man figures, they had that. They had that perfectly. So yeah, always close to my heart. I just like, shed a tear. But I love these. They were great, and I wish I had more. And I will buy more when I see them. Hopefully, I can get a time machine and go back to a car boot sale in 1995 and buy about 3 or 4 boxes full of them for a couple of quid each. That's my plan. So best of luck to me. Or alternatively, if you feel sorry for me and you have a bunch of He-Man figures that you don't want to sell or do much with, then send them to this address right here. And make this man's day. You don't have to, I'm only joking. But do it anyway. Okay, so next we'll move on to some more He-Man figures. So I found these are modern ones. So let's begin with something I found at a car boot sale. I think it was a car boot sale. It might be a toy fair. I don't remember. But here he is. So years later, they brought them back. 2000 and... hang on, I'm going to get this one right. For once, I'm going to get something right. I can't see the date. I'm not going to get it right. So this was about 2005 or maybe 2002 or maybe 1921. So this was the modern... hang on, I can't get him in focus because he's so hideous. This is Trapjaw, and his jaw still traps, which is good. They kept that feature, and he's still got that bloody thing you can dangle him from the Christmas tree still, which is a weird thing to attain. So yeah, he's got really cool detail. It's just a shame I can't bloody get him in focus. There he is. You want some, do you? So yeah, he's got an amazing gun on him. You can obviously stick new things on the end of that, same as the original one. He hasn't changed all that much. Let's do a comparison. Yeah, same figure, innit? Pretty much. It's got a few things different. He's still got the red pants. He's got his accessory belt, that's all. But his gun's pretty much the same in concept. You know, I mean, Yeah, he's pretty similar. I mean, I wouldn't mind this. If I was a kid, like now, I'd play with these toys. In fact, I'm an adult now, and I play with these toys. So yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I wonder what the He-Man and Skeletor look like. I don't know, because I wasn't that big on the New Adventures of He-Man. I'll show you a picture of some of those guys now. So He-Man, you had the spiky hair one, looks a bit like Sting. Then you had the long-haired one. The long-haired one had weird movements. Skeletor, different versions of him. Some of the other guys. I love the eyeball head guy. That one I would buy again, definitely. But yeah, not much to say about those. I remember a friend of mine bought them round when they first came out, while we were playing with He-Man in the garden. And I kind of looked at them and like instantly dismissed them, and then a couple of years later started collecting them, and then got bored. So the end. Now we're going to move on to. So they brought back He-Man again. They keep bringing him back. This time they brought him back as a kind of adult collector toy kind of thing, and they were called. I believe they were called Origins. Interesting. So the first one we'll show off, who is almost identical to his original counterpart. This is the man himself. Fisto. Yeah, so he's got the metal fist. I love Fisto, because he used to pull his fist back and he'd go, boo, like that. He'd make that noise. No, he wouldn't really. But he could punch the screen like He-Man did. But Fisto's cool, and his name is just, his name and his beautiful ginger moustache. It's also wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, but the modern ones, they've got articulation in the knees and in the... so they're kind of better, It's I hate to say it, but... They really kind of just taken the original thing and improved it slightly. They've made them a bit bigger as well. But are they bigger? Because their legs, if you bend their legs like the same way the old figures used to be, then I guess they're actually about the same size. It's just that they can stand up. Standing up is now an option to stand up straight. Cool figure though. He has the spirit of the original Fisto, and that's why we love him. We'll move on next. We'll move on to another one of those I found. So these three I found at a flea market, and these were in the same box as some of the other ones. Like this guy was in there, and the skunk guy was in there, and they're all a couple of quid each. So they're pretty good find, really. So now we've got this guy. This is Merman. I was telling you about him earlier. He doesn't look too much like Skunkman, because they've changed the design of the toy, but you can see where it was, can't you? You can see where it once was. He once looked like him, but he was green. Yeah. So he's still got his accessories, which is cool. He's got a little belt and a little thing, and his hands all move, and his articulation's great, and they've done a really good job on this. I think he catches Merman as well, exactly how I remember him. This is an improved figure. There's no other ways to say it. They've taken it, and they've improved it. That's what they've done. So, kudos. And now, a guy I do not remember at all. He's a ninja. He is a ninja, and he comes with accessories. He hasn't got his ninja stick, but he's got his top, which I don't think you can take off. You can, but let's not do it. But anyway, so this guy here, I did a little tiny bit of research on him, because I'm like, was this even a He-Man figure? I don't remember him at all. He was a very late He-Man figure, I believe, and this guy is now worth like hundreds and hundreds of pounds. The original one, not this one. So he is a new version of a really rare old He-Man figure, and that's probably why I never saw him, just because I guess he was a peg warmer. Like, people just thought, well, I don't need a ninja, I've got me Karate Kid toys, and this is not what He-Man's about. So, no, don't need it. But, he exists anyway, and I think he's kind of cool. I mean, he'd be a good thing to have on his shelf anyway, wouldn't he? You want a ninja. Everyone wants a ninja, apart from He-Man collectors. But yeah, here he is, in all his ninja glory. Yep. So now we move on to the only carded He-Man figure in the collection. So, I bought this from a Pram and Toy Shop or someplace like that. No, it probably wasn't Pram and Toy Shop, they closed down years ago. Scrap that bit. I bought this in a shop locally because I thought it looked amazing. And it's alright. Here he is! So I've shown him in another video before, in a video about weird toys. This is He-Man, Master of Eternia He-Man. So, he's got the comic book as well. Made exactly like the old ones were made. This was not an original figure. This is a new concept, I think. But he comes from like comic books and stuff. So I think the idea has been floating around since like the late 80s, early 90s. As far as I know, I could be wrong on that one again. I don't know comics. But he's like an anti-version of He-Man. He looks like he's flown out of the sun. He reminds me of the nuclear guy who scratched Superman. But I like his red, white eyes are amazing. He's a cool figure. I mean, what the fuck is that? What is it all about? Who knows? Anti-He-Man. I love it. Anti-anything I like. You know, I'm a Sex Pistols fan. So, yeah, look at his action. And the other figures you can get, I'm guessing this is the same line as the... Is this like the Origins? Again, I don't think it is. This is like an even newer line. Because he's not quite like the other ones. He's still got the articulation. I don't know. But he's a cool thing anyway. But I left him in his box because I think he's kind of cool. Hanging there in the toy room on the wall. For all to see. If I let him out, I don't feel like it's a good thing. So now we'll move on to the final He-Man figure I have. I don't like it that much. It's okay. There's so much like cutesy stuff around these days though, like Funko Pops and all that bollocks. I'm not a big fan of it all, but this is alright. It's alright. This is it's a tiny, tiny Snake Mountain, as you can see. It looks a lot like the old toy actually. The small version of it though. Yeah. Not much to say about that. You open him up, and inside is a ridiculously... it's kind of a cutesy, small, big head version of Skeletor. You can also get He-Man as well in a Castle Grayskull. Of course you can. Doesn't really capture the character of it for me. Doesn't do it for me really. My daughter likes playing with this one, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think the actual thing itself, like the Snake Mountain is cool. They've done well with the face. It's exactly how I remember my Snake Mountain looking. But yeah, there's a lot of these kind of things about now, and He-Man's joined the circus. So there you go. So we'll move on now to a couple more things. So these are the books, and these came from when were these made? I'm going to do a bit of looking with my eyes and find out. It's all in Roman numerals, isn't it? Bastards. I don't know. Oh yeah. So yeah. So here is a He-Man book. Masters of the Universe, A Trap for He-Man. So this was made during or after the same time as the cartoon, because you've got like Orko and yeah, and I think. I don't know. I don't know. Is Prince Adam in these books? Probably not, because we try and move away from the whole Prince Adam thing. If you try and do anything cool with He-Man, you'll move away from the whole Prince Adam thing. But it's a cool book. I remember reading it as a kid. I don't remember much else about it. And you've got another one here as well, the Iron Master. So whatever that means. Once again, I don't know. Does he begin as Prince Adam, or is he always... No, he's... Oh yeah, hang on. Yeah, Prince Adam. Yeah, it says Prince Adam. So this was after the cartoon. They ruined it. No, they didn't really ruin it, but they did their thing with the cartoon. They made him a prince. They brought in the king and the queen of Eternia. I guess they were already characters, but they made them kind of young and more accessible, and changed a bit of the old lore around a little bit. You've got Ram Man there as well. He's pretty cool. Yeah, but I like the original idea of the sort of Conan type character, kind of mooching around in the forest with his big battle cat. Kind of Conan type thing. So that brings us on to the final piece, which is this record here called Masters of the Universe, which has an amazing epic picture on the front of it, brought out by Spot Records. Everyone remembers them. 1983. So this was the same time as the cartoon had started out, but it's not much like the cartoon at all. Yeah, it's more like the comics and stuff with the book. I don't remember there being a Prince Adam in here. The story's quite weird. Voices are all different, obviously, and it has an amazing theme tune, like I said earlier. Well, you'll hear that in this video. I mean, who would I be if I didn't use the theme tune? I don't know. Not in a copyright problem, probably. But yeah, so here is the record that I loved listening to, and that's it. So there we go. That is some He-Man stuff. I just thought I would share this with you today. There will probably be some angry He-Man fans foaming at the mouth by this point about the amount of stuff that I don't have and the whole waste of time with the figures not having accessories and all that stuff that I probably got wrong. But you know, it's not about that. This is about looking at some toys from my childhood, some stuff that I loved, and some things, and that's about it. So there. So there we go, that was the video about some He-Man figures that I have. Yeah, pretty cool, aren't they? I don't have a lot, I need to get some more. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe and all that stuff.
El universo ya está protegido.